What's up, everybody? I know we are late. But bear with me. I have like teensy weensy bit more prep to do before we get started. Hope you're well. Hope you had a good weekend. We'll get going in just a minute. As I say, I have a teensy weensy bit of prep to do. So you did have to. Oh, jeez. Chris here with you anyway for the next 90 minutes or so. So we zip through our Tipfish quiz. Did I do these already? Oh, I did do these already. That's a relief. Um, I think that's that done. We'll find out when it just doesn't work. Perfect. Now to do all the other bits that I have to do to make this quiz work. Where the heck did that go? There it is. Just talking to myself. You guys just chat amongst yourselves. Hello, Lorraine. Yeah, I just need to do one more job that just takes me about 30 seconds. It's going to take me more than that. It's going to take me about a minute. Put the answers in so that I know who to give points to and who not to give points to. You know, it was absolutely nasty today for most of the day, but it's turned into a decent evening, I think. Sun's shining. I'm certainly too warm. So I hope it's nice where you are. Yep, talk about the weather. Classic small talk. So much myself. I did a bit of the quiz in terms of setup that I never do tonight. It was like, yeah, it's just a bit of the picture range. Usually Scorcher or Katie does it, and I just completely underestimated how long it was going to take me. Which is why we've ended up here. Alrighty then. Almost ready to go. Let's get that sorted. What the hell? I think I'm washed out because like sun just happens to be directly hitting. Yeah. It'll unwash out in a second. It'll unwash out in about 2 minutes when the sun moves to the right. All right, let's get going. Hey, everybody. Chris here with you. It's a little bit past 8 o'clock. We're here for our Table Fish quiz. We have 6 rounds, 48 questions, and we have our bonus round as always, which is a pixelated movie still. So, without any other messing around, let's get going. Team Captains should be able to see your answer sheets for the first time this evening. And we are rocking on with round 1 general knowledge. In what children's series would you find a character called the Man in the Yellow Hat? That's so cool. This is with my hand up here. Hand gone. Hand up. Hand gone. Hand up. Hand gone. In what children's series would you find a character called the Man in the Yellow Hat? On we go. In 1967, what European country declared itself the world's first atheist state? Lo-fi is a little low, isn't it? See if we can get a little bit more fine to that lo-fi. So, hello, on the scoreboard today, we have Lions, T Absolute Tulips, Quarantine Turner, Team Kalala, Gene with Finn, the Q Tours, I am Snoop Moggs, on Civil Servants, Caledonia, Matt Brain, and Team Lobster. You're all very welcome. Answer me this. In 1967, what European country declared itself the world's first atheist state? Question 3. Malala Yousafzai became the youngest Nobel Prize winner in 2014 for her activism in what country? Chris, you look like a hologram. Yeah, I'm a failed experiment. Hologram quiz host. Ooh, this is so wild. I kind of want to filter just sort of always look like this. Malala Yousafzai became the youngest Nobel Prize winner in 2014 for her activism in what country? Question 4. Who plays the guitar solo in Stairway to Heaven, often cited as the greatest guitar solo in rock and roll history? I just realized there's like a laughy cry emoji on that, but you like can't see it because the background's yellow. Occupational hazard of yellow backgrounds, folks. Do watch out for them. Who plays the guitar solo in Stairway to Heaven, often cited as the greatest guitar solo in rock history? Question 5. The Encyclopedia Britannica was first published between 1768 to 1771 in what city? Oh, as the sun moves, I have to get my hand higher. It's the worst. The Encyclopedia Britannica was first published between 1768 to 1771 in what city? Question 5. 2 main ingredients of ganache are chocolate and what? Wait a second. That's easier. The 2 main ingredients of ganache are chocolate and what? Just move the webcam out of the sun. Question 7. What author wrote The Green Mile? What author wrote The Green Mile? And to wrap it up, question 8. After the United States, what country in the world has the most airports? That's a good one. That is a good one. Jeez. What is an airport? There is a very, very specific definition as to what an airport is. It's come up before on our quiz, actually. But, after the United States, what country in the world has the most airports? Lo-fi is very low. Let's boost it a little bit. Here's your first pixelated. I was super sick of you guys getting the mic straight away. So, like last week, we only had 7 teams last week. Last week, 6 out of 7 teams got it on question 1. It was a joke. So this one's hard. Good luck to you. If you get that, fair play. And here's your first recap slide for this evening. In what children's series would you find a character called the Man in the Yellow Hat? In 1967, what European country declared itself the world's first atheist state? Malala Yousafzai became the youngest Nobel Prize winner in 2014 for activism in what country? Who plays the guitar solo in Stairway to Heaven, often cited as greatest guitar solo in rock and roll history? The Encyclopedia Britannica was first published between 1768 and 1771 in what city? The 2 main ingredients of ganache are chocolate and what author wrote The Green Mile? And after the United States, what country in the world has the most airports? Team Captains, you have 2 minutes as always. It's just gone 8:14. You have until 8:16 to get those answers in. That first country to declare itself atheist, I think, is going to get a lot of people. It's one heck of a question. Glenn over in Caledonia Brain is already enjoying our pixelated rounds. Hope you guys all, did enjoy your weekends. I thought Saturday was pretty good. I watched Eurovision start to finish for the first time in probably a while. Various things have stopped me watching it start to finish, and I thought it was class. I really enjoyed it. It was a good night of entertainment. There was a while there where I was a little bit worried that either Sweden would win and take our record, or the UK would win and the UK would win. The UK song was a belter and Sweden's song was class. But luckily the old public vote came out for Ukraine and they ended up winning it by an absolute mile. But anyway, I'm collecting the answer sheets. If you haven't already hit submit, please do hit. The Ukraine song was really good. Kulash Orchestra. Really enjoyed it. I'm just going to do some correcting. Be with you guys in 1 second. Yeah, if anyone else watched it, let me know. And we're done. A hard first round. Very hard first round. I don't think anyone did brilliantly. So let's go over the correct answers, shall we? In what children's series would you find a character called the Man in the Yellow Hat? You'd find him in Curious George. Well done if you got that. I didn't know that. I don't know anything about that, so I have no filler. 1967, Albania declared itself the world's first atheist state. One team got that. Everyone else guessed the kind of guesses that I would have given, right? Luxembourg, Switzerland, Denmark, Netherlands. They're all states that I would have thought would have declared themselves the world's first atheist state, but like Albania got there first. Malala Yousafzai was from Pakistan. All of the wrong answers were kind of Stan answers, so Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, etc. Well done. You were in the right region. You were thinking the right things. Of course, it was the right to women to education. That was something that was so important to Malala, and led to her, I think, having to flee Pakistan. Who plays the guitar solo in Stairway to Heaven? Jimmy Page, of course. Led Zeppelin. What a song! The Encyclopedia Britannica was first published in 1768 to 1771 in Edinburgh. All right, Brie. The ingredients of ganache are chocolate and cream. Well done if you got that. The Green Mile was written by the prolific writer of many, many, many film adapted works, Mr. Stephen King. And finally, after the United States, the country with the world's most airports is Brazil. Well done if you got that. That goes on around 2 on the telly. Nobody, as far as I saw, and I'll check again before we get around to it, nobody got our pixelated. So we can just shoot on with that. Round 2 on the telly. Let's go. Ireland's 2008 Eurovision Song Contest entry was a TV puppet. Name him. We didn't do well. Ireland's 2008 Eurovision Song Contest entry was a TV puppet. Name him. Two, after famously playing Dick Van Dyke's wife on The Dick Van Dyke Show, she starred in a show named after herself that helps define a new vision of American womanhood. We're looking for the name of the person, but also the show was named after her, so I guess you can just name the show. I don't know. Either works. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know the difference. So we're looking for the name of an actress who played Dick Van Dyke's wife on the Dick Van Dyke Show, and then started in the show named after herself. Debuted in 1970. American TV. Question 3: in which show would you find the Argument Clinic and the game show Blackmail? In which show would you find the Argument Clinic and the game show Blackmail? Question 4. On this TV show, Eric McCormick and Deborah Messing are more commonly known as blank and blank. On this TV show, Eric McCormick and Deborah Messing are more commonly known as blank and blank. Question 5. Who was the original presenter of Britain's improv show? Whose line is it anyway? Who was the original presenter of Britain's improv show? Whose line is it anyway? Question 6. Name the 2000 Prison Escape movie made by the studio behind Wallace and Gromit, set for sequel in 2023. Coming back on Netflix, folks. Set your calendars to thrill. Name the 2000 Prison Escape movie made by the studio behind Wallace and Gromit, set for a sequel in 2023. Question 7. In a television show, a segment that airs before the opening credits is known as what? In a television show, a segment that airs before the opening credits is known as a what? Question 8. There's a framed picture hanging above the iconic Simpsons couch in their living room. What is pictured? What is the picture of? There's a framed picture hanging above the iconic Simpsons couch in their living room. What is pictured? Here's a slightly less pixelated version of the pixelated picture. None of you got it last time. Do your absolute best to get it this time. And your recap slide for round 2. Ireland's 2008 Eurovision Song Contest entry was a TV puppet. Name him after famously playing Dick Van Dyke's wife in the Dick Van Dyke Show. She started a show named after herself that helped define a new vision of American womanhood. In which show would you find the Argument Clinic and the game show Blackmail? On this TV show, Eric McCormick and Deborah Messick, more commonly known as Blank and Blank, who was the original presenter of Britain's improv show, whose line it is anyway, named the 2000 Prison Escape movie made by the studio behind Wallace and Gromit. In a television show that airs before the... Chris, stop trying to do too much. In a television show, a segment that airs before the opening credits is known as a what? And there's a framed picture hanging above the iconic Simpsons couch in the living room. What is pictured? Team Captains, you have 2 minutes. As always, it's just gone 8:25. You have until 8:27 to get those answers in. I wonder, did you guys find that round a little bit handier? Was I going to go to 27 or was I going to go to 26? I'll give you guys another 30 seconds. All right, collecting the answer sheets. I can tell you, Gene with Finn, you guys got our pixelated. So, well done to ye. You are so far still the only ones. So huge advantage. Let's go with the correct answers. Ireland's 2008 Eurovision Song Contest entry was Dustin the Turkey. Well done if you got that. Dustin will do just fine. After famously playing Dick Van Dyke's wife on The Dick Van Dyke Show, she starred in the Mary Tyler Moore Show. She is, of course, Mary Tyler Moore. In which comic would you find the argument and the game show blackmail? It's Monty Python. Eric McCormick and Deborah Messing. Will and Grace. The original presenter of Britain's improv show, Whose Line It Anyway, is Clive Anderson. The 2000 prison escape movie that I was looking for? Chicken Run. Prison escape is, you guys might be like, whoa. Chickens aren't prisoners. But Chicken Run, I believe, is based on historical prison escapes, particularly World War II prison escapes, and is a prison escape movie. Chicken Run 2, The Dawn of the Nugget, I think is what it's called. It's coming to Netflix next year. In a television show segment that airs before the opening credits is known as a cold open. There's a framed picture hanging above the iconic Simpsons sketch in the living room. What is pictured? It is a sailboat. And that gets us on to round 3, sports and games. Let me just play the scoreboard. I don't think I did this at the end of the last round. But anyway, we have Ryan's T in the lead. They're on 13 points. Tied with them, Regina with Finn. They're also on 13, having done a 4 and 9. And Team Jolly having done a 6 and 7. So there's a few different teams all in the lead who got there in all different ways, right? They all got different scores on round 1 and on round 2, which is pretty cool. Quarantine and Turner, Team Kalala, I am Snoop Moggs and Uncivil Servants. You guys are all 3 points behind. So there's definitely a pack. And there's definitely a peloton. Colorado McBray, Team Lobster running at the top 10, and a couple of teams hoping for a bit more love as we go into round 3, sports and games. Team captains, you should be able to see your answer sheets. Let's go. In what sport is the French national team in France known as Les Chanceliers? Chanceliers? I don't know. Chanticleers? Anyone? I clarified that this French national team is known in France as this. I watch a bit of sport and I never heard this before in my life. But in what sport is the French national team? In what sport is the French national team in France known as Les Chanceliers? Good luck to you guys with that one. Question 2: where did the Dublin hurling team officially play most of their home games? Chris was apparently writing the way he was reading today. Where did the Dublin hurling team officially play most of their home games? Question 3. In poker, a dead man's hand is described as a 2-pair poker hand consisting of the black aces and what number cards? Apparently, Bill Hickok was murdered while playing a game of poker and holding this hand. 2 black aces and 2 black of what number card? Question 4. What Premier League football team are known as the Gunners? What Premier League football team are known as the Gunners? Question 5. What sport would you be playing if you were awarded the Claret Jug as a trophy? What sport would you be playing if you were awarded the claret jug as a trophy? Question 6. The 5 basic skills in basketball are shooting, defense, passing, rebounding, and what? What do you reckon the other thing you need to be good at basketball is? The 5 basic skills in basketball are shooting, defense, passing, rebounding, and what? Have a think about it. Question 7. This American athlete and personality's real name is Terry Jean Bollea. This American athlete and personality's real name is Terry Jean Bollea. And finally, question 8. What types of athletes wait in the area called the kiss and cry before performing? There's a few clues there. I think there's enough there to get this, even if you've never heard those phrases before in your life. Here is your pixelated. Just a quick reminder. Finn and Jean have got it. Do your absolute best. I'm going to give you the lo-fi in just a second. Just before I do, a very, very quick reminder. We're not asking for contributions or putting up our contribution slides anymore. And that's because, as you probably would have seen when your emails came in today, we've made a decision that next week is going to be our final Tablefish quiz. We always thought you guys, when you were contributing towards the future of the quiz continuing to go, not necessarily the quiz that you'd had that night, and it would be, I think, dishonest of us to just one day say it's all done. Loads of reasons, honestly, why we're wrapping up, but the main one being we'll be away for most of June. It'll be like a 4-week break, and trying to rebuild momentum after that is always tricky. We've just taken a break, so we didn't want to do that to you guys again. But have a think over the break in between now and the end of the quiz. If there's anything you'd like next week on the quiz, anything different, anything we've done before to just do again. I probably will try to throw a music round in and just risk getting banned from YouTube, because what are the consequences at this stage, even though this is my personal account. But anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know that that's where all of those are. And with that in mind, we'll be able to skip straight to your recap slide. In what sport the French national team in France, known as Les Chanceliers, where did the Dublin hurling team officially play most of their home games? In poker, dead man's hand described as 2 pair poker hand consists of the black aces and the black of what number of cards? What Premier League football team are known as the Gunners? What sport would you be playing if you were awarded the claret jug as a trophy? The 5 basic skills in basketball are shooting, defense, passing, rebounding, and what? This American athlete and personality's real name is Terry Jean Bollea, and what types of athletes wait in an area called a kiss and cry before performing? Team captains, I'm going to give you 7.5 minutes. I'm going to take a break. We're going to come back for the second half of the quiz at 8:45. I'll talk to you, and I'll see all of you beautiful people then. Oh, what's the crack? We're back. Pulling in the answer sheet, so if you haven't already hit submit, please do hit it. See how we're all doing. I am Snoop Moggs. Hold on, you got our bonus question. Quarantina Turner, well done, you got our bonus question. Absolute Tulips. Nailed it. You got the bonus. And that should give us everything we need to recalculate the scoreboard. And give you guys a chance to take a quick look at it. So, Team Jolly, Lions T are on top. They're on 21 points. Gene with Finn, just one off on 20. Quarantina Turner closed the gap with a perfect score on that round. The second perfect score of the quiz after Gene with Finn in the previous round. They're on 19. On Civil Servants, 18. I am Snoop Moggs on 17. And then Team Kalala, Caledonia with Braid tied for 15. Team Lobster, 14. And the Tadmeisters and Absolute Tulips tied for 10th. Let's get going with round 4. This is a picture round, if I recall correctly. So, oh, sorry, you want the answers? Oh, yeah, we're going to have to do those too. Rugby Union is what the French national team is known as. Now, anyone who gave Rugby League is the answer. You guys got the answer. I wasn't punishing you for saying rugby because I wasn't forcing anyone to say Rugby Union. So if I was going to accept people who just said rugby, I was going to accept people who also said Rugby League. So it wasn't too harsh. Dublin Hurling officially play most of their home games in Parnell Park. Poker, Dead Man's Hand is a 2-pair with aces and eights. Premier League football team is known as the Gunners, is of course Arsenal. What sport would you be playing if you're awarded the Claret Jug? You'd be playing golf. The 5 basic skills in basketball are shooting, defense, passing, rebounding, and dribbling. The American athlete and personality whose real name is Terry Jean Bollea is Hulk Hogan. What types of athletes win an area called the kiss and cry before performing? It is, of course, figure skaters. But again, if you said ice skating, you got the points. Been a little bit generous. But anyway, that gets us on around for product recognition. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you pictures of like products, like things that don't have any of their usual like wrapping or packaging or anything like that. So that's the wrong thing. That's Foggle. Not pick round. There we go. That broke the thing. See if you can get me back. All right, cool. So I'm going to show you pictures of products without any of the wrapping or packaging. I want you to give us the name of the product in almost all cases. In 2 cases, which I'll flag for you, you can just give me the name of the sort of general brand. But in most cases, I want the name of the product or product line, not the brand. So hopefully that'll be relatively clear to you. Let's get going. This is the first one. I think this one's nice and obvious. If you don't know what that is. Firstly, if you don't know what that is, then what do you feel ashamed for eating 170 grams of in one sitting? So just name the product. I think the next one's also relatively straightforward. I think we eased you into this round. I guess it could be one of a couple, but it's certainly one. There's certainly one. Let's go on with question 3. What product is that? Question 4. Personal favorite of mine, even though as soon as you turn the age of 11 and have a filling, you can't eat them anymore. Question 5. Iconic for its time. Question 6. This is the first one where I'll probably just accept the name of the brand. And the brand has become sort of used interchangeably with the product. If you know both, well done. But just as long as you can give me the brand, I'm pretty happy. Question 7. What is this? Actually, we're probably also just looking for the brand name here, but and finally these, and yes, same as before. What is this? Alright, here's your depixelated. A couple of teams are getting it now. You're even more depixelated pixeled. It's gettable, I would say. What is this? And here's your recap slide for all of those products. I'm going to stick it on full screen. 1, 2, 3 across the top, 4, 5, 6 across the middle, and 7, 8 left to right across the bottom. Give you guys all 2.5 minutes. It's 8:55. We'll give you until 8:58 to get those answers in. Uncivil servants are nerds. Telling me exactly what model of sunglasses they were. Fair play to you guys. "30 seconds, team cams." Same goes for Lions T. Also very confident of the Alright, collecting the answer sheets, team count. So if you haven't already hit submit, please do hit it. Strong round for Team Kalala. All right. Team Kalala, you have our bonus question. Team... Sorry, Lions T, you have the bonus question. Team Lobster, you have the bonus question. Gene with Finn, you've had it for a while. Uncivil Servants, you've got it. Quarantina Turner, you've got it. Tulips, you've got it. And there's a few people still looking. Let's go back to this. All right. I see. You don't need to worry too much, Andrew. You guys nailed that, Ryan. These are Pringles. I think they're made by Procter & Gamble or one of the other companies that make everything. Or the other company that makes everything, but I think they're Procter & Gamble. But anyway, Pringles. Nice and easy. This was a Twix. One of the more recognizable candy bars, even when naked. Volkswagen Beetle, which I've spelt this way, but based on the amount of people spelt it with 2 E's, I presume that I'm wrong and that you guys are all correct. But that's the original Beetle. What a sweet car that is. Gorgeous. A lot of people didn't know this one. And one person said this was a refresher, which is offensive and less good. The refresher is blue and yellow. This is a drumstick. Excellent. Most of you knew that this was a Motorola, and most of you knew that this was a flip phone. Both of those things are in the picture, to be fair. This was called a Razor. It was actually stylized Razor with no E there, so Razor just with an R. And I've just, ruined it, I guess. We'll put in the E there. These are called Converse All-Stars. I don't think anyone knew these were called Converse All-Stars. Converse is the brand, All-Stars is the actual shoe. This was an Atari 2600, which I thought no one was going to get, but somebody did. Somebody knew this was an Atari 2600. Team Jolly knew that this was an Atari 2600. Atari got you the points, so I wouldn't worry too much. And these were Ray-Ban Wayfarers. I could have been fussy. There were a few people who knew these were Ray-Ban Wayfarers, including Team Jolly and the Uncivil Servants, who were very confident and actually just said Wayfarers. They didn't even say Ray-Ban. They were like, no, Chris clearly just wants to know that they're Wayfarers. Yeah, well done if you got that. You got the points for Ray-Ban. So that gets done around 5 tomorrow in history. But before we do that, a quick look at the scoreboard. So firstly, congratulations to a couple of perfect scores on that round. Team Kalala and Civil Servants and Quarantina Turner. You guys all got perfect scores. On the top of the log right now, we have Team Jolly Alliance T still tied and 26 points. Tied for third and just 1 point off the lead. Quarantina Turner and Gene with Finn on Civil Servants are in fifth, 2 off the lead. It's very, very tight at the top of the table. Then Team Kalala and I Am Snoopmogs are tied 24. They're kind of 3 off those ahead and 3 off those behind. So we'll put those in a head-to-head race and we'll follow them for the rest of the quiz. Team Lobster in 8th, Absolute Tulips in 9th, Caledonia McBrain and Tadmeisters in 11th are all just separated by 1, 2, 3, 4 points. So loads to play for down there as well to get into the top 10. On we go with our next round tomorrow in history. Team Team Captains. These are all things that happened on May 18th throughout history. It was a good day. Riding the May 18th round was fun. A lot of stuff happened tomorrow in history. So you should be able to see your answer sheets. Wait, did that work? You should be able to see your answer sheets. Let's get going. In 1756, the 7 Years' War begins between what two European powers? In 1756, the 7 Years' War begins between what two European powers? Question 2. In 1804, this man becomes Emperor of France. In 1804, this man becomes Emperor of France. Question 3. In 1812, John Bellingham was sentenced to death for the murder of Spencer Perceval. What office did Perceval hold? In 1812, John Bellingham was sentenced to death for the murder of Spencer Perceval. What office did Perceval hold? Question 4. In 1953, pilot Jackie Cochran became the first woman to achieve this feat, 6 years after a man had first done it. Plenty of clues there. I don't really expect that many of you to just know this off the bat, but there's plenty of clues there for you to work it out. 6 years after a man had first done it may read as a slight on Jackie Cochran, but for the avoidance of doubt, it is not meant that way. I actually thought it was pretty lit that back then it only took this long for this to happen. But anyway, 1953, pilot Jackie Cochran became the first woman to achieve this feat 6 years after a man had first done it. What was it? Question 5. 1974, the sixth nation and the first non-P5 nation to detonate a nuclear device did so. What country was it? The P5 are the 5 nuclear nations as recognized by the United Nations. They are the United Kingdom, the United States, China, Russia, and France. 1974, the sixth nation and the first non-P5 nation to detonate a nuclear device did so. What country was it? And once again, those P5 nations are the United States, the United Kingdom, France, China, and Russia. Question 6. In 1980, there was a major eruption at this US volcano, killing 57 people. In 1980, there was a major eruption at this US volcano, killing 57 people. Question 7. In 1990, this French train set a rail speed record. That record has since been broken a bunch of times, but in many cases by that train. But anyway. In 1990, this French train set a rail speed record. And question 8, tomorrow is the birthday of the last emperor of Russia. Name him. Don't know why that says today. Today was the birthday of the last emperor of Russia. Name him. This is pretty gettable now. It's pretty gettable. Some of you got this nice and early, but I'd expect most of you to have it by the end of this round. And here's your recap side. 1756, 7 Years' War begins between what two European powers? 1804, this man becomes Emperor of France. 1812, John Bellingham was sentenced to death for the murder of Spencer Perceval. What office did Perceval hold? 1953, pilot Jackie Cochran became the first woman to achieve this feat 6 years after a man had first done it. What was it? 1974, the Six Nation, first non-P5 nation to detonate a nuclear device, did so. What country was it? 1980, there was a major eruption of this US volcano, killing 57 people. In 1990, this French train set a rail speed record. Today was the birthday of the last emperor of Russia. Name him. 2 captains. You have, as always, 2 minutes. It's just gone 9:09 even until 9:11 to get those answers in. Ah, lads. Who thinks Thomas the Tank Engine set a rail speed record? It's a tank engine. There's no chance he was ever going to do that. Alright, I'm collecting the answer sheets. Anyone who hasn't submitted, please do so. Let me just... Alright, very quickly, Lobster, Snoop Moggs, Uncivil Servants, Gene with Finn, Absolute Tulips, Quarantine and Turner, Lions T, Team Kalala, Team Jolly. You guys have all got are pixelated. So there's 2 teams left. I'm hoping it comes to you guys in the next round. Let's skip over some of the answers, shall we? In 1756, the 7 Years' War begins between the 2 European powers of France and Britain. 1804 was Napoleon Bonaparte that became Emperor of France. 1812, John Bellingham was sentenced to death. He's the only man to ever assassinate a British Prime Minister, Spencer Perceval, who he assassinated in retaliation for being wrongfully imprisoned or something. Not helped when he was wrongfully imprisoned. I don't know. It's not quite clear. 1953, pilot Jackie Cochran became the first woman to break the sound barrier 6 years after Chuck Yeager achieved the feat first, which is pretty cool. It's pretty lit. In 1974, the sixth nation, first non-P5 nation to detonate a nuclear device, did so. The answer is India. I don't know why it says Italy here. I think probably I was just away with the fairies while I was writing the answers. But the answer was India. A lot of you got it. Well done if you did. In 1980, there was a major volcano eruption in the US. Mount St. Helens, which killed 57 people. Well done if you got that. And in 1990, the TGV set a rail speed record. Finally, the last emperor of Russia was Tsar Nicholas II. That gets on to our final round of the quiz this evening, and our penultimate final round of the quizzes ever. Our second last alphabet soup team captains. Just before we go on to that, I'll recalculate the scoreboard and I'll give you an update on where you all stand. So, perfect scores in that round for Lions T, Gene with Finn, and why haven't I answered Team Jollies? Why haven't I given you guys your points? Perfect scores for Gene with Finn, Alliance T, Team Jolly, and Gene with Finn are second. They're just both one off the lead, so very, very hot going into the final round. Quarantine is Turner fourth, and Civil Surgeons fifth. 1 point between them. Team Kalala has taken the lead in the mid-table battle with Snoop Moggs. They're 1 point ahead, so loads to play for. Absolute Tulips and Caledonia are tied for 26th. We're tied on 26, loads and loads and loads to play for. Team Captains, you should be able to see your answer sheets. Let's get rolling. What S city is famously home to the first ever Starbucks? What S city is famously home to the first ever Starbucks? Question 2. CH is the car international registration plate for what European country? CH is the car international registration plate for what European country? Question 3. Bronze, made up of both copper and tin, is known as a blank metal. A blank is known as a blank metal. An A blank metal. Word beginning with A. You know what I mean. You know what I'm trying to get you here. Bronze, made up of both copper and tin, is known as an A blank metal. Question 4. In music, a symbol known as an S blank raises the pitch of a note by 1 semitone. In music, a symbol known as an S blank raises the pitch of a note by 1 semitone. Question 5. You'd be very likely to see this S dance at Brazil's Carnival festivals. You'd be very likely to see this S dance at Brazil's carnival festivals. Question 6. A building that holds a tomb or tombs is commonly referred to as an M blank. A building that holds tomb or tombs is commonly referred to as an M blank. Question 7. The first name of Mr. Porsche, founder of the company, was F blank. First name of Mr. Porsche, founder of the car company, was F blank. And points for everybody. Our final quiz since next week, as I said earlier. And I'd love to know if you guys have any requests, anything we can do. Whether it's a particular round, whether it's a particular style. Anything at all. It'll be this day next week. Looking forward to it. Here is your finally depixelated picture. Clear as day. This is a franchise film, as a couple of you have probably twigged, because you got points even though you got the film wrong. We were just looking for the franchise. We weren't too fussed about film specifics. So if you're one of the teams that hasn't got it and you're like, I know what franchise that film is from, just put the franchise name. We'll take it. We're not in the business of being harsh here at Table Fish. Here's your final recap slide for the night. What S city is famously the home of the first ever Starbucks? CH is the car international registration plate for what European country? Bronze, made up of both copper and tin, is known as a blank. Metal in music, symbol known as an S blank. Raise the pitch of a note by one semitone. You'd be likely to see this S dance at Brazil's Carnival Festival. A building that holds a tomb or tombs is commonly referred to as an M blank. The name of Mr. Porsche, founder of the car company, was F blank. And our final quiz next week. Any last requests? Team Captains, you have 2 minutes. It's 21:20. I'll give you until 21. It's about to go 21:21, so I'll give you until 21:23 to get those answers in. In the meantime, I'll queue up our table foggle. That's a big ass Team Kalal, I'll see. I won't I won't rule it out. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be collecting those answer sheets. Pull them in, folks. If you haven't already hit submit, please do hit it. Alright, let's play some table Foggle. Isn't that what we were supposed to be doing a minute ago? You guys know how this works. Two minutes. We'll start it now at 24:20. As many words as you can. Let's go. Minute 15 seconds, folks. Twenty seconds, folks. And we are done. Let's zip over the answers to the final round, shall we? I can tell you, scoreboard's a doozy. I'm actually going to have to check the answers once again, just to make sure the scoreboard actually is a doozy. What city was home to the first ever Starbucks? It's Seattle. CH is the international registration plate for Switzerland. Bronze, made up of both copper and tin, is known as an alloy. And music, a symbol known as a semitone. No, it's a sharp. Raises the pitch of a note by one semitone. Sharp, or a flat lowers it by a semitone. You'll be very likely to see this S dance at Brazil's Carnival. We're looking for the samba. A building that holds a tomb or tombs is commonly known as a mausoleum, as in the mausoleum of Halicarnassus. The first name of Mr. Porsche, the founder of the company, is something in the air of the night. Starts up right, Fernando. And loads of interesting last requests. Everyone gets points, obviously. But loads of interesting last requests. Let me have just one look at the scoreboard to make sure I didn't screw up before we go any further. What did we get? Okay. And then... yeah. And then... yeah, that's crazy. All right. Teed it up nicely. a huge congratulations to Lions T, Gene with Finn, Team Jolly. He's only dropped a handful of points across the whole quiz, but you ended up completely tied for the lead, so well done. Now, Lions T got an absolutely bleeding massive 95 in Table Foggle. Sometimes we use that as a tiebreaker, so if you feel like you want to consider yourselves a winners, you can, but if not, tie at the top of the table. Lions T, Gene with Finn, Team Jolly. Absolutely huge scores all around. Well done to you three. Quarantine Turner in 4th, Team Kalala 5th, along with Uncivil Servants. We have I Am Snoop Moggs in 7th, Team Lobster in 8th, Absolute Tulips in 9th, and Caledonia Parade in 10th. Tadmeisters in 11th. Some other decent Table Foggle scores. 90 points for Quarantine Turners, pretty huge. 71 for Uncivil Servants, pretty massive as well. So loads of big scores and around. Folks, not much more to say tonight. This was Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Well done if you got that. But we'll be back next week for the final Table Fish quiz. We're starting here at 8. It might be a long one. We'll see how much time we have to put it all together. It might be a full 8-rounder. But we'd love to see you back here. In the meantime, from myself, from Katie, from Aidan, from Richie, from Rick, have a super week. Have a super weekend. We'll talk to you all again soon. Good evening and good night.